In our last video, we covered adding polynomials. In this video, we're going to take a look at subtracting polynomials. Well, the rule for subtracting polynomials simply says to add the additive inverse. Well, to add the additive inverse, we better be sure we know what an additive inverse is. Well, to find the additive inverse, all we have to do is to multiply the polynomial by -1. And we're going to be multiplying the second polynomial, the one that is being subtracted. That's the one that we're going to change to its additive inverse. So here's our first example, 3 minus 2x plus 2x squared. We're going to subtract from that 4x minus 5 plus 3x squared. Well, let's go ahead and identify some like terms. So we have 2x squared and 3x squared. We have negative 2x and a positive 4x, and we have a 3 and a negative 5. Well, we need to find the additive inverse of the second one, so we need to multiply by -1. When we do that, we're going to end up with a negative 3x squared, a negative 4x, and a positive 5. And it's now, since this is the additive inverse of the original form, now we're going to add it to the first polynomial. So let's go ahead and group these. We're going to use a horizontal method. So we have 2x squared plus a negative 3x squared. And we have a negative 2x plus a negative 4x added to a 3 plus 5. When we combine these, we're going to end up with negative x squared minus 6x plus 8. Let's take a look at one more example, and in this one we'll use the horizontal method, the vertical method. So we start out with 7p plus 4p to the third power minus 8, and then we're going to subtract from that 3p squared plus 2 minus 9p. So what I'm going to do first of all is get them in standard form and kind of try to identify some like terms. I've got a 4p to the third power here, but there's no p to the third power over here. We have a 3p to the second power, but no p to the second power over here. We have a 7p that I'll combine with this negative 9p, and we have a negative 8 and a positive 2. Before we do anything else, we need to find the additive inverse of the second polynomial. So I'm going to multiply it by -1. Basically, when I do this, it just changes the sign on everything inside of that parenthesis. So now we have, well, I'm going to go ahead and set it up, I guess, as vertical form. So when I multiplied 3p to the second power by -1, I got a negative 3p. When I multiplied -1 times a negative 9p, we got a positive 9p. And when I multiplied -1 times a positive 2, I've got a negative 2. As you can see, when we lined them up vertically here, I had to add a 0p to the third power on the second one, and I had to add a 0p to the second power just as placeholders. Okay, now this is an addition problem, so we're going to go ahead and add these like terms. So 4p to the third power plus 0p to the third power is still just 4p to the third power. 0p to the second power minus 3p to the second power would be a negative 3p to the second power. 7p plus 9p would be 16p. And negative 8 plus negative 2 would be negative 10. Our result would be 4p to the third power minus 3p to the second power plus 16p minus 10. I hope this video helps a little bit on subtracting polynomials, and as always, if you have questions, reach out.